Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show, the program here on a Monday morning. Mike and Paul. Hey, Paul.
Good morning.
How are you? You all right?
I'm fine.
You sure?
No, not really. It's
Why?
Monday.
What's
It's Monday.
wrong?
It's Monday.
So?
I hate Mondays.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Why do you hate Mondays? I mean, like, why do you hate Mondays so much? Seriously, why?
Well, I usually hate Monday because I had a nice weekend when I was working. Then I had to get up and go to work on Monday. So it took me Monday to get the rest of the week going.
Oh.
Yeah. So Mondays.
So Monday or and Tuesday's like, I'm starting. Wednesday, like,
I'm there.
Thursday, almost Friday. Friday, woohoo! It's the weekend.
No.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah. But once I got through Monday, then I was fine. But
Okay.
never really liked Mondays. Yeah.
So today is the day that most towns will be going ahead and installing their new regime.
Yeah. New sheriff in town.
A new sheriff in town.
Yeah.
Kevin Cunningham in Plainfield.
Yeah.
With another term.
Yeah.
Good morning, Leon.
And I think that Lisbon has got the same old Mark Sparkman, right? He's still there.
No one's running against Tom.
No.
No one's running against Tom.
Yeah. So, Tom,
And it's like, and if you are, what are you thinking?
yeah. So
You all right? Because you're.
I'm just getting settled.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Tom is still in charge.
He is.
Yeah.
Yes. Did he even run?
Yeah. I don't know. Is
Did he even have an
I
election?
don't even know. I
Elizabeth?
don't even know.
know.
Is he a Democrat, Republican? I have
He's
no
a
clue.
Democrat.
Oh, is he?
He's a Democrat.
Oh, he's lucky.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's lucky.
Yeah,
But nobody
yeah.
ran against him. So
Yeah, I don't think it is. No.
yeah. So
Griswold, Dana Bennett will
Yeah.
get sworn in today, along with Richard Matters
yeah.
and Todd Babbitt as third selectman. So Todd's still on the board, and Grabowski is out,
Yeah.
and Pico is out.
I don't think he really cared. Pico, I don't think he wanted to run anyway.
He didn't run.
Nah, he didn't run.
He didn't run at all.
No.
So what do you think?
Well,
What do you think?
Well, we have to give them we have to give them an opportunity to see what they can do.
Mhm.
You know, as with any politician, you don't do good, guess what? Next time you're out. So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt and see how she does.
Mhm.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of what kind
People
of change.
have spoken, and when that happens, it's like, okay.
Yeah, well, I think the people have spoken because they wanted to turn the town red, which they did.
Well, the town's been red.
Yeah.
It's been red for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's just
I
more
think,
people-
as you know as well as I do, people voted red versus individuals,
yeah.
which was pretty obvious. So, which is not my way of voting, but anyway, it's done. It's over. We have a red regime in. So let's see how it works out.
Red regime.
Well, it is. Yeah.
So you
Well, let's face it. The Democrats are. I mean, not necessarily the Democrats local, but the ones in Washington aren't proving themselves very well. So, like I told you this morning, I heard that if there was an election today, the House and the Senate would certainly switch back to either more even
but
or.
you're talking to woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know. I mean,
Well, that's what the polls are saying right now. So.
well,
well,
they
if-
also
Things could change a year from now. Who the hell knows? Or end of the year. Not a year. It's
Mhm.
about 13 months. Well, it's 1 year. I'm sorry, because it's November to November, so it'd be
Yeah.
a year.
as far as the election, but
Yeah.
he's only been in
10 months, 11 months. Yeah.
Biden 11 months. Do you think he's gonna make
They-
4
they-
years?
I
or-
heard they don't want him to run again. They don't want him to run again at all. And if he does, he's stupid.
How-
I don't think he would make another 4 years after this.
Do you think he'll make it this 4 years?
Well, when you have probably one of the leaders of the world, and let's face it, the U.S. is right up there, sleeping in a big meeting with all the people around from all the other countries, and he's
The
sleeping.
climate summit.
Yeah,
It
he's
was the
sleeping.
climate summit,
And he's sleeping,
there.
and- Yeah, and he's the one promoting we change. And there he is snoring
He was
away.
out.
Yeah,
They had to get an aide to come over and kind of tap him and say, "Mr. President,
yeah,
you're sleeping.
yeah.
I'll do the thing."
Yeah, I mean, he has no credibility with other leaders of other countries at all. None, because they got to see what it's like.
Yeah.
They know the man is not healthy. And when I say not healthy, he's going through some mental issues as far as comes with age.
You think it's
I don't think it's Alzheimer's. I just think it's
like maybe like a sundowners or
he's
something like
just
that?
yeah, he's just losing it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Good. So if he had Alzheimer's and he was still in there, we'd be in big
Not
dog.
old timers. It's not called old
Well,
timers. Alls. Say it with me. Alls.
Alzheimer's. Yeah. Well, he is an old timer.
Alzheimer.
He's an old timer.
Oh.
So
I
I mean,
know,
because
I
that can
know.
get pretty nasty when you have that disease. So,
Mhm.
gosh, it'd be no wonder they took the buttons away from him.
Did they?
Yeah, somebody said he doesn't have the codes.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, would you want him to have the
God.
codes?
No.
He probably forget him anyway.
No.
He probably forget him.
Yeah. So now you say something like a Kamala and him?
Yeah, I
they
heard
don't
that.
get along?
I heard that him and Kamala are getting along too well. Yeah. Have you seen her?
No.
Only time you ever see her, she's laughing like a hyena. That's the only time you see her. Come on.
She's gonna be the next president. What are you thinking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's gonna be the next prez.
Maybe. No, I don't think so. Only way she's going to be the next president, they pull him out of there, which we'll see.
You think they will?
Why would they? He doesn't know what the hell he's doing anyway. What the hell? You got the strings. You can do what the hell you want.
He's not doing anything.
No, but they got the strings and they're pulling the strings.
Just pulling the strings.
That's it. So why would you put her in there? Because she'd have her own mind.
Okay, so who's pulling the strings? Schumer? Pelosi?
I don't know. There's somebody in his cabinet that's pulling the strings.
The Illuminati?
Who knows?
The
Yeah.
Bilderbergs?
Yeah, I don't know who the White House, who do they call him, the press secretary, but what do they call the White House? Chief of staff, I guess.
Epstein?
Epstein? Yeah, he's in Never Neverland.
Because of course Epstein didn't kill Epstein, right? Or Epstein
Yeah,
killed Epstein,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So interesting. It's going to see you, I don't know. But that's why everybody's voting red. They're fed up.
You notice how there's a lot of diversions until something else comes out. I wonder what the diversion is right now. You never know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, this is happening in the world. And all of a sudden, it's really just to kind of get you off the scent.
Yeah, they're going to want to do something because, the COVID thing is losing its steam. So now they're going to come up with something else.
There's still people out there that say Trump is still president.
Yeah, we all know that's a crock.
And we're going to have 3 days of darkness.
Yeah.
Sure. Everything's gonna go dark.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden Trump will ascend like he's Jesus or something.
There was supposed to be this big shutdown of everything too. That never happened either. Shut down everything, the drivers and truck drivers. Everybody was gonna not show up for work, but that never happened.
They kind of did.
Well,
supply chain breakdown.
Yeah.
But that's not shutting the that's
just not following through and doing your job.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be an interesting Christmas. So, for the folks that have to get their kids the latest and the greatest, if you see it, get it now.
Yeah.
Because when it comes time like after Thanksgiving, you ain't going to get it.
Yeah. There was a woman that was getting her
Not
boat.
even close.
There was a woman in California who was getting a boat out of the water. She was launching her boat.
Mm-hmm.
And asked her where she was going. She said, I'm going out Christmas shopping. She was going to go to all the different ships out there. The Christmas shopping.
Yeah, I'm serious. If you see stuff that you definitely want to get your child,
now's the time.
Or your spouse or whatever, get it now.
Yeah, get it now. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, there's a big turkey shortage, they keep saying now, too. I don't know. What happened to all the turkeys? I heard that on TV. There's a turkey shortage in Connecticut. Well, where are they?
Leon says global warming. If the Earth and the sun continues to get closer and closer, how is that? How is lots of crazy money going to stop that?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, you can't stop that. No.
It is not.
Of course, then you heard cow farts again on TV the other day.
What?
Yeah, the methane gas.
Yeah, what about it?
It hurts the, it hurts the layer or whatever the hell it is.
Well, then just keep eating cow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Stop feeding them those damn beans. Pretty soon they're going to want to get rid of all the damn seniors because they fart all the time.
Yeah.
So there's methane gas back there. What about Joe? Joe's letting off his own methane.
Yeah.
So
you're not a Joe Biden fan, are you?
I don't really care about the guy. I mean, it's not like I'm not a fan. I just I don't like what he does.
You don't care either way, do you?
No.
Have you ever really cared either way on who's president?
No, not that. As long as they did their job, I really didn't care. I don't.
I've never been one to really care.
No.
And the reason I guess for that is I've seen, and I'm sure you have too, the United States flourish under Republicans. I've seen the United States flourish with Democrats.
Yeah. It's not like it used to be.
No. Can we just go back to the 80s? Can we just go back to the 80s?
Yeah, I want to grow my hair again.
If we're truly living in a simulation, so the powers that be, send us back to the 80s.
Yeah. We don't want to go back too far to the 70s because then we'd be smoking pot again. It'd be all flower childs and all those.
Yeah, but at least it'll be legal then. I just came from a place where marijuana is legal.
Yeah.
Whoa, man, really?
Yeah. We're wearing
Can I go with you?
dye-colored shirts.
Tie-dye.
Dye. I love me back. Long hair.
Yeah,
The age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
Hair.
That's the 70s.
That's all right. I said we don't want to go back to the 70s.
Leisure suits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were popular, man. Remember that software game, Leisure Suit Larry?
Leisure Suit Larry. Yeah.
Yeah.
King's Quest.
I never played Leisure Suit Larry.
King's Quest was the company. It was Sierra.
Yeah.
Sierra software.
Yeah, they made a lot of software back then.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
The
I think
games,
they still do, I think.
And the first one was King's Quest, and they had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh. No, I never
And
played that.
then there was Leisure Suit Larry, and then there's Leisure Suit 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was a pretty interesting game. Yeah, so interesting.
Leon, another comment says, "Wait, you say quote unquote as long as they do their jobs." That's these. I think he's talking to you here, Paul.
Yeah.
What are you asking them to do?
The right thing.
Okay, what is the right thing?
What's right for the country? What's right for the people?
Okay.
That's
But what is that?
well, it certainly wouldn't be like the situation we're in now, where everybody's in hard times.
Mhm.
You know, let's face it, it's the price of gas is going to go up, and his stupid mistake. How the hell can we go from
Is it Biden? Is it Biden that is raising, or is the reason why
it's
gas
his-
prices are going, or is it supply and demand because
Well-
COVID is pretty much at a lower
yeah,
lower state right now? So now people are out driving, they're getting around. It's more demand.
well,
I'm just throwing that out
yeah,
there,
but
playing
he-
devil's advocate.
But he stopped a lot of the stuff from. I mean, we were pretty much independent here in this country for quite a few years.
Mhm.
He could have increased the oil, generation here. He could take stuff out of supply.
Mhm.
There's an awful lot of oil, and they got it in supply chain somewhere. It's all stored somewhere. They could have did some of that to relieve some of the pressure. But
Irina says Biden is ruining America.
he is.
So
Well, it may not necessarily be him, but it's him and his administration that are doing it.
Okay.
Not him individually, but he's just doing what he's a puppet.
Laura says,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Somebody's got their hand up his ass, and they're working his fingers and working his mouth.
Oh my God.
Like it's like like Hermit the Frog and Miss Piggy.
Laura says, go back to a time before social media.
Yeah, and we didn't have those issues back then because we didn't have social media. And everybody and their brother making all kinds of opinions.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other time. And today you can't have an opinion, and we all know that. Because if you go against somebody, they're going to come right back at you, and you're going to be in the wrong. So,
What's funny is that sometimes people will say things on social media,
Yeah.
because they feel they can get away with it. Not going to get challenged, or somebody's just going to sling words right back at them.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, if you said the same stuff that they say on social media, somebody's getting their ass kicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
You notice that people are real brave. They're real brave.
Go back to the 70s and 80s. If you made something about the president of the United States, the freaking FBI or be on your
Sure.
ass, you couldn't say what you're saying today,
Mm-hmm.
but it's being said.
It's still freedom of speech.
I mean, come on. I mean, did you ever see somebody saying F.J. Clinton or F.J. Kennedy, or what I'm saying? They didn't say that stuff back
Right,
then.
because it was a different time.
Yeah.
There wasn't the stuff that we're facing today.
Yeah.
Everything that we're facing today, all of the negativity, all of the quote unquote bad things and the bad juju in the world, it wasn't going on in the 70s and the 80s, Paul. And I hated that our kids don't get to see that time.
No.
I'd grab my kids and go, hold on.
Yeah. Because you're erasing history.
Huh?
History is being erased. There's not going to be any history. Yeah. Unfortunately. I mean, every chance they get, they erase something.
Social media, Laura says, people act a fool with little or no consequences.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that happens too with kids.
Yeah.
Because they'll get out there and look at the bullying on social media.
Oh, big time.
Because they figure they can just say what they want to say.
Yeah.
Because mommy and daddy aren't watching or not controlling what they're doing.
Right. Exactly.
Social media bullying
Yeah, I mean, look
is
at the
a huge problem.
Look at the age the kids get the phones today.
3.
I mean, come on.
Well, that's funny because when I worked for Verizon, right? I started with Verizon 2004, right around there. 2003. And the thing with no, it was more like 2000. It was after 9/11, right after. So anyway, I remember with in that business, we would hear that all the time. What is appropriate? What is age appropriate for a child to get a cell phone?
Right.
So we would hear back then at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Now remember, flip phones, barely a flip phone or a Nokia brick phone, right?
Yep.
People are like, you know what? I'm going to get my kid a phone for their 16th birthday. 17th birthday, right around there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what people were doing.
Right.
As the phones got more capabilities, I'm talking text messaging,
Yeah.
picture messaging.
Right.
That age started to drop.
Oh, big time.
Because I was in the business. I could see it.
Yep.
And then people would say, all right, I'm going to get my 14-year-old. Why? Because they're starting high school. And I want to have a tool that I can get in touch with them. And it wasn't always a phone on somebody's plan because family plans were just starting to come out.
Right.
Right. Where you could have 2, 3, 4, 5 phones.
Right.
No, they were getting prepaid phones. You use it, done.
Yeah.
So make sure you don't, so I can get a hold of you in an emergency.
Right.
So that was happening.
Right.
Then you move up a little more. 2009, 8. Smartphones are just starting to come out. I mean, we're talking BlackBerry Curve.
Yep.
Not even the Android quite yet. The Palm Trio. The Palms were the first ones that like hit with Verizon. There was a Palm version and then a Windows version.
Yeah, I had a Palm.
And and it got internet.
Right.
Kids weren't getting those, but adults were.
Right.
And they didn't even understand what data was all about. No clue. No clue. Nobody did because it was new.
Right.
And they really couldn't do anything but, get on the internet,
right,
slow, and what they call 2G, which was a step above 1XRTT, which is really 1G.
Oh.
First generation, second generation, third generation. That's really what the G stands for. So then the age went down again because the phones, because what do you think came out?
iPhone.
The iPhone.
Yeah.
iPhone changed and revolutionized.
Oh, yeah.
Between the iPhone and the Android.
Well, don't forget they had the iPod out for a long, long time. The iPod was out for a while.
Right.
And then they just was able to take the iPod.
But it was just a music device.
Kind of a music device.
Right.
And they were able to take that and make it into a phone.
Exactly. Yeah. Really, the first iPhone was really nothing but an iPod with a phone on it. Exactly. That's really all it was.
Right.
So what happened? People were like, oh, I can stream. What?
Yeah. I
can get these pictures. I can watch these short video clips.
Right.
Holy moly, Mom, I need this.
Right.
I'm going to get my 12-year-old a phone for Christmas. So the age kept dropping.
Those kept dropping. Yeah.
So then the iPhones started coming out in funny colors. And Androids came out with really new sexy kind of phones. And text messaging wasn't the thing anymore. Well, it still is, but it was data. I remember people coming in going, I'll never use data. Yeah. 2 years later, they came in to trade in their iPhone.
Yeah.
You're
right.
I know I'm right. Damn it. I lived it. I worked it.
I know.
I saw it.
It's not only that, but when the first PCs came out, there was maybe a 250 gig hard drive in the damn thing, right? Because
250 gig? No,
excuse me, 250 meg. Yeah, they were pretty small.
Yeah,
because what the hell, you didn't use anything. You know what I'm saying?
So whatever could fit on my floppy drive.
Right. I mean, you had the 5 1/4 floppies, and then
after
that, then you had the 3.5 that came out. Mm-hmm. Which
that held
more
twice the data, 720K.
Yeah. Now 1 terabyte right now, 2 terabytes has come standard on these PCs now.
So then what happened after that in our little cell phone saga?
Yeah.
Tablets.
Oh yeah. I think that tablets kind of hurt the PC industry big time.
And now I'm gonna get my kid a cell phone when they're 7 years old.
I believe, yeah.
And then Leon just wrote, babies sit 3 to 5 year old. with, and I'm sure it's not their iPad. Well,
No.
maybe it is, you know.
You go to a restaurant, half the time you'll see a little youngster,
And right.
and they're playing while their parents are sitting there getting ready to eat. Yeah,
Yeah, the
they're playing,
iPad
they're
is
watching stuff.
babysitting the kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not just talk to the child?
Yeah, well, that's too much work.
Hmm.
But you're right. I mean, do they at times do they serve a purpose? Yeah, because they got a lot of these tracking things on that you can put on the phone now, so you can kind of watch where your kid is, to see where they're going and things like that. Which
right, and that's why with the capabilities that they give cell phones now, or excuse me, wireless devices.
Right.
It's almost silly not to have one.
Right.
With everything, especially really. I mean, if Mike was 9 years old right now, would you get him a phone?
Probably.
Right. Because kids are still active. They're still doing things, right?
Yeah.
But with the way the world is today, do you trust society to let your kid out there?
Yeah, that's the other.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Donna says there needs to be. This is speaking to the fact about keyboard warriors and stuff. There need to be more respect. Too many hateful political and conspiracy posts out there. It's sickening. Like you said, times are awful. It's nothing like it was in, say, 1982.
No, it was not.
And our kids are going, yeah, well, that's the olden days. The olden days were fun. Nobody was pissed off.
No.
About something you said.
Right.
There was none of that. You know what? And we still cared about each other's feelings.
Right.
My feelings are much more important than your things.
Well,
that's what you hear today, right? We gave a crap about people. We gave a crap about our neighbors, our relatives, the friends down the road. Didn't matter. The black people, the white people, the Jewish people, the Orientals, whatever. Didn't care. Everybody got along.
Yep.
Now everybody's segregated again. And then they talk about slavery?
Right.
And segregation?
No.
The hell's the difference?
I know. I hear you. Well, I don't know. We're just going to.
We feared the police, Leon said.
Oh, yeah.
We feared the police.
Now the police fear the people, which is the other way around. You don't know whether the person coming up to you is going to shoot you or not.
Kathy says, I started my kids out with an iPod Touch around 11 so I could text them, but no one else could. So, and that just goes with the capability, what we were talking about. So you can go ahead and rationalize, okay, this will work well for me. So I understand that. They also had a Kindle to watch movies for long car rides.
Yeah, Kindles, that's right. Yeah, just download the movies to the Kindle and just take it with you. Yeah. Dan
Peer. Hey, Dan, what's up? Never see you anymore. No. He goes, my whole family's was on a family plan or is on a family plan. Since we got the kids' phones, we've had a program that has allowed us to see where they are at all times, 95% of the time. Do we care where they are? No. However, that 5% of the time, when there's an emergency, we need to get a hold of them. We know where they are. That's really, really important. I talk to my daughter, Rihanna, all the time. Leave your location on. She will not leave her damn location on, for me to see where she is. And I said, it's just that one time. I said, and I looked at her, I said, it may not even be you. What if something happens to me?
Yeah. You get a hold of
and we can't get in touch with you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, like I say, there are some good things with phones and there's some bad things with phones. So I just don't know if we're ever going to get back to treating each other with respect. I really don't know. We're pretty far gone right now. Think about it. We're pretty far gone. So what's it going to take to get us to come back together again? Another 9/11? That kind of brought people back together again. Yeah. We don't need that. That's for sure. I don't know. Yeah. So could there be another? I mean, do you think Biden's going to protect you. I don't know. I can't rely on this guy for anything.
All right, Roxana just made a comment that I'm going to go ahead and
Go ahead.
reply to. All right, she said, did you ever think that the generation is changing like ours did? People are saying all kinds of crap about Gen X. Just a thought I'll plug in there. I'm not saying things are not terrible because they are. I do. Oh, my God. Boy, people are popping in there with stuff. It's good to see. I'm not saying things are not terrible because they are. I do have 2 young adults raised on iPads. They are both 4.0 college students, kind and giving. I think it's more of a parenting issue and setting boundaries. 150% yes. It all begins at home.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you know, and how many times have you heard?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, you know what? Your kid is such an angel when they come to my house. My God, they're helpful. They're polite. He's just or she is just a joy to have over there. They can come over anytime. Okay. Now, this has happened for hundreds of years.
Yeah, I remember that years ago, for crying out loud. That hasn't changed.
Okay.
That hasn't changed.
And then you look at your child and go, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's almost a bad thing that they're really, really nice out in public.
Yeah.
So the other piece that Roxana just said, do you ever think that the generation is changing like ours did? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But they're changing under different circumstances. They're changing post 9/11. They're changing post everybody's ticked off about everything. That right there puts a damper into how you're going to evolve into an adult and how you're going to treat others. We didn't have that.
Right.
We didn't have that.
Yeah.
We honestly, I'm sure there were hateful people out there.
Oh, sure there was.
You know, but she is right. It starts at home.
Right. No, you're right. It does start at home. But I think
If your kid's going to be a little asshole, then maybe you're treating him like a little asshole.
True. Yeah.
Because nobody wants to take that responsibility.
Yeah.
Because we all know that little Johnny is an angel.
Yeah. Yeah. When you, a lot of times when the kids do something, rather than look into it and see if the kid actually did something, they'll say, "Oh, he didn't do anything. It's your kid's fault," or something. You know, they don't have accountability for what their kid did and punish them. They never get away with it. So,
One of the things that we started talking about this morning was about the selectmen getting reelected. Not reelected. I mean, installed into office today.
Sworn in.
And Pam Padalano says, "Well, should be interesting."
It's going to be interesting to see if a lot of the policies and procedures that are in place now are going to continue. How much is Griswold going to change? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, one thing they can't change is, you know, a lot of the things that are already in place. You just can't go change the way we run the town. But we have a new person that's going to be meeting with contract. We've been pretty much trying to be like I said before, a business oriented. We want to bring businesses in. So hopefully that, that atmosphere continues. But if you have somebody, you know, that person has to be treat businesses when they come in as respectful as possible, and you know, don't be an ass. So we'll see. I mean, we gotta, you know, and I think that what they're going to find out too is that when businesses come in, because a lot of people bitched because a lot of things couldn't be said, and they blamed the selectmen on that because he couldn't say anything, you know, when it came to a lot of stuff. This selectman is going to go through the same thing. People are going to come in here and they're going to want to talk about bringing a business in, and that person's not going to be able to say anything either. And all of a sudden, it's going to be a surprise. So it's the same thing is going to happen. So we'll see how people treat that situation when that happens. You know, so we'll see.
Leon says, so the government now is trying to sign a bill that all car makers design the vehicle to prevent drunk driving, but not cell phone use.
Yeah.
Pam says, I agree with you 200%, which means if you did it again, she'd agree with you again.
Oh,
that'd be 200%.
Okay.
And Laura says she agrees with Roxana.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Roxana's a cool cat, man.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens in town.
Daryl says there was a Daryl Nadu from the Healthy Computer.
Yeah. He knows.
School Street, Jewett City.
You got it. The virus man.
That's right. Virus free.
Yeah, he's like a Dr. Faraci of the computer.
You can't even see. Really, you can't say Fauci.
No, I don't like the guy.
Dr. Ferrari.
Yeah, I don't like him. Yeah, but that's who he's like.
He said there was a great story on 2020 last night about the issues at the ports. I learned that the ports are privately owned and not federally owned. It seems that the companies in charge have found that they can make more money holding the goods hostage.
What's it come down to? The money. Everything is money.
Hey, Paulie, make sure those things don't, get in too soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can jack that price up over there. Sony baloney. They're going to have a hard time getting that stuff in if they don't pay our tariff. You know what I'm saying, Paulie? Tony.
Yeah.
Keep that ship back there.
Yeah. It all comes down to money. That's what it comes down to. Just like,
What are you saying, Jim?
Well,
Follow the money.
But he's right because, I have Dish Network right now. They took off 61 because of Techno, who controls all of the local stations.
The money.
They want $1 billion. They want a company to pay.
Really?
Yeah. They have a lot of stations around the country. Don't get me wrong, not just 61.
Mm-hmm.
But they want $1 billion for stations. You can just put an antenna up and get it for free.
Can you really get channel 61 with an antenna out here? And I'm talking about no one's putting antennas on the roof anymore. Like in the 80s when TV was free, you got a big Yagi up on top of your roof and you get channel 56 out of Boston.
I
channel 38 out of Needham, Mass.
I had one up a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I had one up there and I was getting, when it was digital, I was getting like 3 stations out.
Yeah, and when they were analog,
yeah,
they allowed enough power to go ahead and cover an area. Then they started limiting the power as cable started to grow.
Yeah, here, if you didn't have a roof antenna here, you're not going to get anything.
Right.
This digital.
So my point is all those digital antennas that they have available, and they look like spaceships or whatever. They're small.
Yeah.
Are they going to get you?
No.
Channel 61 out of Hartford?
No.
Probably not.
No, because it has to be high up.
Yeah.
So
line of sight.
Yeah. So what I was making the point was it all comes down to the money.
Mm-hmm.
They want more money because they know people are kind of ticked because they don't have their local stations.
It's going to evolve again.
Yeah.
TV's going to evolve again.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
All right, folks, I'm going to put it out there. Tubi.
Well, Tubi's a streaming service.
It's going to get bigger.
Is it?
Bigger. You don't have to pay for Tubi. People like that. And their programming is growing. They even have now programming that is just for Tubi. They have Tubi originals.
Well, a lot of the, just like Netflix and Prime, they're all doing their own stuff. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Because more and
They're
more.
basically using your internet as your antenna.
Exactly.
To sell advertising.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's free.
Yep. Yeah. It's, but their cost isn't cheap either.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff is pretty expensive.
Pam says most times you don't realize how much someone really did and how much they really brought to the table. I think we're going back to the selectmen.
Yeah.
Yep. Until they are gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see a difference, good, bad, or indifferent, until spring. I think it's going to be just kind of status quo right now. I don't think we're going to see anything. Like I said, good, bad, or indifferent.
Well, we'll certainly find out how starting tomorrow.
I mean, what are they going to do? Town hall is closed.
No.
You see what I mean? They're gonna,
that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
We'll make sure, hopefully, the infrastructure piece is going to move along like it's supposed to in the spring. You know, that's supposed to start in the spring down 164. So that should open things up.
All right, so let's. This is an interesting comment. Dan says, we get rid of cable 5 years ago. Even with paying for all the services, Netflix, Amazon, HBO Go, I'm saving nearly $100, $180 a month that I would be pouring into cable TV. Okay. Don't forget your internet cost.
Yeah.
You have to put your internet cost in that.
Yeah, and
So what are you paying on your internet? Are you paying $120 a month for internet for decent internet? 1 gig upload?
Yeah. I mean, you can probably get away with well, if you had, I don't know if they have 100 or 200, but you don't need the 1 gig to.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately,
especially if you have a lot of devices,
yeah, that's going to take it
an
away.
Alarm or
Yeah,
cameras.
it's going to take away.
Yeah,
it's going to take away from your being able to upload and download.
Right. So as far as what we are experiencing for savings,
yeah,
you got to put the internet cost back in there. It's like, for example, right now I'm even looking at the fact that we have YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Now, when YouTube TV, of course, they get you on the hook.
Yeah.
And it was $40 a month. Well, now it's $70. This is in 2 years.
Yeah.
In 2 years, it almost doubled in price.
Yep.
All right. So now the internet that we have is about $140 a month. The reason is we get a couple of internet pods and whatever.
Right.
Which, the Atlantic Broadband said, oh, we're not going to charge you for them. And then all of a sudden they start charging us for them.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be the next thing they're going to go up on. Atlantic Broadband's going to raise it.
They just did.
I know, and they're going to probably continue to do that because
of course they are
losing money on their cable.
Yeah, well, so is Frontier, and
well, Frontier can't match the internet.
No.
So not around here.
So anyway, I'm paying 100 and let's say just for internet's sake and for safety's sake, I'm paying $130. All right,
yeah,
and I'm paying $70 for YouTube TV.
So there you go.
There's $200 right there.
Yeah.
And what they had before, cable internet phone, $180.
Yeah.
So are we really saving money?
Not really.
I don't think so.
No.
Because now you have all these services. Oh God, I gotta have HBO Go. I gotta have Disney Network, Discovery Plus. Sign me up.
Yeah. No, you're right.
How much TV do you actually watch?
None. I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem. They give you all of these stations. And how many do you really watch?
I come in, and Melissa's always home before me.
Yeah.
And she's watching, guess what? Something on Tubi. Which we could just download. We just download the app.
Yeah.
Watch it on the Roku.
Yeah. Yeah. There is free movies on Tubi. You're right.
There's a lot of stuff free.
Yeah, there's a lot of free, but you're not getting, up to date. You're not getting the latest as far as TV goes, unless you buy their service.
I'm telling you, that's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
And you notice a lot of the stations now are converting over to streaming.
Yeah.
You got HBO, you got Showtime, you got all of those now converting over so you can get there directly if you want to stream them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Leon going back into back to town hall again.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Cunningham is in Plainfield is doing great. Lots of new businesses opening in Plainfield. I think Kevin Cunningham has set the bar.
Oh yeah, he has. There's no doubt.
He is the bar.
Yeah.
As far as what he's done in his town.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And it shows, with the overwhelming victory that he had this past election.
Right.
So, I believe that Kevin Cunningham has set the bar.
Yeah.
And I am of belief, not because him and I are friends, but I believe that he has done more for promoting the town and not promoting Kevin Cunningham.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Yeah. Well,
he gets it, and people see that.
Yeah.
He's going to be first selectman as long as he wants to be.
Yeah. Yeah, he is doing a good job. But don't forget, coming back here, one of the biggest problems we had was infrastructure.
Mhm.
There's nothing here. Why would you come here if you got no?
Right.
And I think that started. We've got that going now. It took a long time to convince people to spend the money to put the, to put in the, the water lines and the sewer lines
Right,
and all this
right.
stuff down. That's big bucks, because we have no money coming in. So we finally got people. It has taken a long time. It's been like 3 years since that referendum took place.
So,
But COVID hit.
okay. Yes.
That was the killer.
So where did it start?
Where did it start? As far as
You're not gonna see this coming.
okay, where did it start?
It started with Kevin Skolchak.
Oh,
That's when these projects take a long time. Just because it wasn't voted on when Skolchak was in office,
no.
no matter what, whatever you think of the guy personally, professionally, or me personally, professionally, those ideas started with him. And then Todd Babbitt came in, and the smartest thing that Todd did was say, okay, you know what? These are good ideas. Let's continue with them.
Right.
And then COVID hit.
Right. So I think we would have had the infrastructure in a long time ago if the COVID wouldn't have hit.
Yeah.
It would have been started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But these ideas did start with school check.
Yeah. Okay. Give him credit.
I don't give the guy much credit.
I know.
You know that.
Give him credit.
But he does,
Yeah.
He does. He deserves that credit.
Yeah.
I mean, all you got to do is think back. We forget. We remember what happened in the last 60 days. Oh, that pissed me off. Well, what happened before that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Kathy, I think overall traditional TV is going away. Absolutely. Most younger people would rather be entertained by social media than TV. Our kids have told us that TV is for old people. Generation.
Yeah. That's true.
It's like Facebook.
That's
That's for old people.
Yeah, they're sitting there watching their videos and
So it's like, it's funny because the kids that they'll go ahead and they'll adopt, what social media platform they think is for them. Okay. So first it was Facebook.
Yeah.
Kids were all over. Like, yeah, all right.
No more.
Right. Then it was Instagram. Then they went, oh crap, Facebook owns Instagram. We're out of here. Then they started transitioning to Twitter a little bit.
Yeah.
Twitter's useless. I think Twitter is absolutely just a useless platform.
I don't even use it.
It's just 140 characters less. Let's just
I don't bother with it.
And now it's TikTok.
Oh yeah.
And now the adults are trying to take that over too. And the kids don't like it. Okay, boomer.
Well, I'm sure they're on something else by now.
And then everything was like on TikTok was crazy. Trump 2020. Vote for Biden. And we're talking about kids that are like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Trump 2020.
Yeah.
How old are you? 7.
I know they have no clue what the hell they're talking about.
And you're saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that would be something I wouldn't want my kid on, would be TikTok.
Snapchat. That's the one. That's right, Kathy. Thanks. Yeah, you reminded me of that. That's true. Snapchat, I think, is the big one right now. The kids are using.
Use it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get my snap?
Oh.
Snapchat stories.
Yeah.
Post a little 10-second. Imagine you posting little 15-second videos.
Oh, is that where it is?
Hey, it's Paul. What's going on?
Really?
Here are my cats. All 14 of them.
No.
What do cats have now?
Don't use
Seriously.
that. Oh.
Leon says YouTube is the greatest tool ever. You can fix anything with it. Yes.
That is the one good thing about YouTube is that if you want
agree.
to do anything, just ask a question and what pops up, YouTube with an answer.
I learned how to perform carpal tunnel surgery on YouTube. So anybody, you need.
So you cut your own hand, huh?
No, you can't do it yourself. You got to do somebody else. So if anybody, I learned on YouTube University.
Yeah. I mean, it's an excellent tool, especially if you're having issues, even with a piece of equipment. You know, you can say, okay, my equipment is doing this. What do I got to do to fix it? And there's somebody with a video telling you how to do it.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I wanted to change the battery in my key fob, and I forgot how to do it because you change them very often. And a lot of them are different. You can snap this, snap that. So I went on, how do I change the key fob? There it was. Gave me step-by-step instructions how to do it.
Yeah.
Like
even me being diabetic. So I'm on this Lantus pen. It's a shot.
Yeah.
Boom, right in the belly every night.
Yeah.
And it's a very thin needle. It doesn't hurt. You don't even realize, just that's it. Then they put me on another thing called Ozempic, which is not insulin, but it's, I guess it works in conjunction with your pancreas. And it's a once a week thing, which just reminded me, I forgot to take mine yesterday, so I got to do that today. Well, it looks similar, as far as the Lantus pen to go ahead and put together and do it, right?
Yep.
But what I saw, and it didn't make any sense to me, is that the Ozempic pen had a very short needle. I mean, we're talking very short, like that. See that, folks? That's about how, I mean, it's tiny. So I'm thinking, well, I'm doing something wrong. I'm screwing something up here. Well, I pulled up a video on YouTube, and there was a lady that gave an incredible step-by-step, including alcohol swabs to clean yourself off, and clean it up before you jab yourself.
Yep.
And no, I'm doing it right. It's just that little tiny little thing that just goes underneath the surface of your skin, pretty much. That's it. But I learned that on YouTube. Right. Yeah. So just to give you an idea,
there's so many things you can.
You
can learn so many things on that, using it.
Exactly. Yeah. I learned how to change a headlight on a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
It's not conventional.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to go underneath, and it's behind the wheel well.
Yeah.
And you don't know that until you actually, oh, wow, unless you're a mechanic.
Right. Yeah, it's true. I totally agree. That, I had problems with a printer once, HP printer. I went on there, told me how to do this, buy this part, do this part. I got the part, changed it, whatever they told me to do. The thing was back working again. I don't know how to fix printers, but I was able to fix it.
Yeah.
So
little dot matrix printer.
No, it wasn't. It was a laser, but you can pretty much learn how to do anything just by using that service. Yeah.
Laura says, my husband has said the younger generation is absolutely lucky. Well, just lucky to have YouTube as a reference for so many things. Learning how to work on things, especially cars. You had to have the Haynes manual.
Yeah.
And read through it to find what you needed.
Yeah.
Or you had to call someone who knew a thing or two about cars.
Yeah. That's true.
I grew up with my dad. He'd fix cars. He'd work on them all the time.
Yeah.
I remember one time, Mom says, go on, help your dad work on the car. Okay. I was 12. I got there. Hey, Dad, can I help? Nah, you'll never understand this. Okay. So I left. And that was it. Never asked my dad again. So therefore, I can't work on cars.
Yeah. Well, you really can't work on them today either.
But I'm talking about, back in the days with carburetors.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I was very fortunate because my uncle owned a gas station, fixed cars. So I worked there when I was 18, 19, 20.
Oh, yeah, in Norwich?
Yeah.
What gas station?
It was called E&J at the time.
Is that right across from Friendly's?
Huh? No, I was on North. I was on North Main Street. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was lucky. I worked there when I was young and pumped gas and changed oil, changed tires. I was able to do that stuff, which I even changed the freaking engine in my Volkswagen, which I never pulled an engine in. 4 bolts, dropped the engine out, put the new one in. Yeah.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, never did it before.
Connect everything.
It's only 4 bolts.
Really?
Yeah. 4 bolts and the whole engine will fall out.
I remember putting up a ceiling fan, and I taught myself. It's not hard.
It's not hard.
It's not hard at all. But if you've never done anything like that before, it's kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
So I did it. My dad stopped over. Hey, new ceiling fan. Who came over and did that for you? That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Who came over and did that? Dad, I did it myself.
Yeah.
What? He never thought I could fix anything. He never thought. I'm not saying my dad didn't have faith in me. I'm just saying he just didn't think I could fix anything. But it did.
Yeah.
A couple things. Trust me, I'm not, like Mike Krause who comes in, him and I have been friends for close to 40 years.
Yeah.
He can fix anything. And I do
Yeah.
rely on him for a lot.
Yeah.
I honestly do. And
I'll pretty much attempt to do anything except plumbing. Because every time I touch plumbing, I get into a bigger problem. So I don't do anything with plumbing.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I won't touch plumbing.
No.
I mean, I'll change outlets, I'll hang lights, I'll do this, but I will not do plumbing.
And speaking of plumbing,
Yeah.
if you're going to get into plumbing, or if you're going to get into somebody, if you need somebody, call this guy.
Who's that?
Put the little Irish guy up there.
Oh, McGuire.
Yeah.
He's actually been at my house.
Oh, he's been to mine too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's the guy with the truck. Get the little Irish fella on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually need to call him again. I got an issue, but I just haven't done it yet. Too lazy. Mm-hmm. So I got to call him eventually.
I can text him.
No, it's all right.
Hey, Joe.
I'm not ready.
You're not ready?
No, not ready yet. No.
Why?
Huh?
What is it?
Well, I got to change the.
Got a little drippy drip?
No. On the base of the toilet, the metal band that holds the toilet down.
Yeah.
It's got the bolts coming
grommet.
The grommet. Yeah, the bolt comes through it.
Yep.
And apparently that middle metal thing.
The seal. It's like a seal, right?
Well, there's a wax seal there, but what holds the toilet down is a little metal bracket where you slide the bolts in it and then bolt it down. That little metal thing is kind of like rusted, and the bolts.
You find it on YouTube.
Yeah. No, I knew it was there.
Yeah.
But I will not. I mean,
you won't touch plumbing. Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, you just take it off and replace it and put another wax.
Well, we had a problem in our upstairs shower where the water wouldn't get warm, no matter you turn it right. So I thought it was the divider or
on the fourth.
Yeah, the diverter.
Yeah.
So I went down to Home Depot, bought a diverter. We put it in.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't work. What the hell? So I called Jeff Cassidy from McGuire Plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
He comes over. He goes, "Oh, yeah, all right, hold up." I'm not kidding you. He took the thing off, took the diverter out. He knew exactly what it was. It was some sort of thing behind it that you'd never know unless you were a plumber, or you worked with a plumber, or you had plumbing knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did you know? Because I'm a plumber. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I said, he goes, yeah, I just happen to have a couple of them on the truck. I'll go get it. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go.
I know.
Just to give you an idea.
I know.
I mean, when you have a resource like that in town, that can fix stuff quickly, economically, and friendly.
Yeah.
Like McGuire Plumbing.
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's not just them. There's so many different area businesses that have, that type of rapport with their customers.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of times when you're doing plumbing, you don't have the right tools.
Huh?
You got to have the right tool to do the job.
Yeah.
How many people have pipe wrenches and stuff laying around their house? Nobody does.
Here's another business I just put up there: Advanced Automotive,
Mm-hmm.
Route 138 in Griswold.
Yeah.
That's another. These are just really cool people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you ever feel intimidated about, going to get your car fixed because, you hear all sorts of horror stories,
Yeah.
go see Jess. Go see Jess and you'll never have a problem again.
Do they do oil changes and things?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything. Matter of fact, I put a post up about Advanced Automotive one time, and I'm not kidding you. The thread of comments were just unbelievable. I'd never seen it for any type of area business. So give you an idea, that's just, how, some businesses operate. They do it right. They're not looking to, take advantage.
Right.
People come back. That's how you do business. You do one and dones, one big one, and never see him again. Can't build your business like that.
Right.
So, and oh, hey, look, it's the best looking guy in insurance, Kevin Trahan. There he is. Allstate Insurance. Another guy. How many years has he been in the insurance agency in our area? Yeah. Why? Because people trust him. Why? Because of the track record.
Yeah, I actually should move my Allstate insurance up here. My Allstate insurance comes out of Brantford.
Oh, really?
My wife
call Kevin.
My wife's been called in before we even married. I probably went with Allstate for like 30 years. Yeah.
Highway Campers, another one, family owned since 1967. Mm-hmm. Local people.
Yeah. There you go.
Can't beat them.
Nope.
Used to be Highway Campers and Boats.
Yeah. Now it's just campers.
Yeah. And they live here in our community. Their kids play youth sports here in town. They're right up on Route 12, next to, right up in by the old bowling alley.
Well, maybe we need to go to Highway Campus and buy one and travel the country.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Jewett City Savings Bank.
Yeah.
Member FDIC. See, these are all Burns Agency in Davil and in Norwich.
Yeah.
And why? Because they've been around forever.
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
And why have they been around forever? Because people trust them. They've earned the trust of people in the community.
Yeah, they've been around for years. Yeah.
I think Jay is the fourth generation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And oh, look, there's a hoodie. America's Only Jewett City. Mm-hmm. Take a look at snsnradio.com. Go to the store. A lot of cool things, including Christmas ornaments now.
Yeah, don't have to worry about the shipment.
No. Don't have to worry about that.
No. Yeah.
Leon just said Trahan is an amazing guy. Does a lot for the community. He does.
Yeah.
He supports us. Yeah. He supports youth sports. And you know what? No joke. He's a fan. He's a fan of these sports because I'll see he'll send me a message. Hey, what happened to the game last night? What was the score? It's Griswold playing tonight. It's Plainfield playing tonight. The man's a fan.
Yeah.
He's a fan of baseball. He's just a sports fan. He's a hell of a golfer, too, from what I understand. But he does. He supports not just monetarily, but he supports because he's a fan.
Yep.
You can't teach that.
No.
If you're fake doing that, people will see right through you.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
So anyway, had an interesting conversation today.
Yeah.
It's been very interesting.
Well, we're going to see how the world of Jewett City changes as of tomorrow.
We don't know. That's just, here's the way I look at it. I thought about it over the weekend. And the way I look at it is people, including myself, I believe, are afraid or intimidated of what they don't know. And I think people were afraid of when Todd Babbitt took over.
Yeah. I mean, if people are going to come in here, go down to the town hall and say, I want my road fixed, I want that fixed, I want this done, I want that done.
It doesn't work like that.
She ain't going to be able to say, yeah, let's go do it tomorrow, because you got to have money behind all these requests.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't work like
whether it's a Democrat selectman or a Republican selectman or a unknown party selectman, if you ain't got the money, you can't do it. It's still going to be held by certain groups to tell you whether you have it or not. Yeah. I mean, we know that the financial board now is a lot Republican, but they still have the responsibility of holding the budget to where it is, so that we're not raising taxes, because that's their job, to make sure that we have everything under control. Don't overspend.
Yeah.
So hopefully they will continue that, because that's what's their primary job. So
Leon Lefebvre says maybe someday I could sit in as a guest.
Who's that?
Leon Lefebvre. He's always participating, and Leon, I think that's a great idea. I'll send you a message. Yeah. He always has input. Yeah. So instead of typing it, we just put him on that microphone right there.
Yeah, you know what they say on The Price is Right. Come on
down. Yeah, I mean, we're very community orientated. Yeah. You don't have to be a business owner or something, to be on the show here. No, if you feel that you have some input on a certain subject, let's talk about it.
Sure.
If it's relevant to the community, or the area communities, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But we're not going to slam anybody.
No. I mean, we could, but we're not. I mean, we could do it, but we don't. I don't. We'll see.
Huh?
We'll see how it works out. Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I'm on it. We'll see. We have a health and safety meeting tonight. I wonder our new selectmen.
Is that tonight?
That's tonight.
Okay.
It's after they'll swear in, so we'll see if the new selectman shows up.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think Wednesday there's a economic development meeting. So see if she shows up.
What's the date today?
What's the date? Today's the 15th.
Okay. So just kind of pop this up on the screen real quick. I can get that up here. Oh, well, there we go. All right. So there, right? You see, that is the agenda for Griswold this week.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Wednesday is the economic, right?
Well, public health and safety tonight.
That's today, and then Wednesday.
Tomorrow is Board of Finance.
Yep.
Economic development
is Wednesday.
And Thursday is inland wetlands. So, folks, these are ways that you can go ahead and jump in and learn about your community or give input on your community. Yeah. So like, what are you guys talking about on public health and safety?
Well, we're still working on the pandemic plan. That's at 5:30.
So there's the agenda right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paul just happens to be the chair.
Yep. So,
why aren't you the one that submits the agenda?
No, it's done by our secretary.
You're the only one. Every other board is usually the chair. Martin McKinney supports. He does his. Board the first selectman is always done theirs. No, King Lash. He's got somebody else doing it.
Nothing wrong with that. Delegation, man. Did you ever hear the word delegation?
Yes, of course.
There you go.
There's Board of Finance. Introduction of new board members and comments from chairman regarding duties, purview of board.
Yep.
Election of officers. That's going to change.
That's going to change.
Finance director's monthly report. That's Eric. So yeah, these are all things that you can take a look at. So now the Board of Finance is now Republican is majority Republican.
But they're still, just because they just one party. Remember, they're working for the residents. The residents are not working for
Right,
them.
but they vote party lines.
And that's really, I'm going to depend on them to make sure they make the right decisions so that our taxes are not increased. We don't have no money coming in. So hopefully they're going to know that and realize that and just don't overspend. So people get really ticked off just because they want to get something in.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you have the coin, just like at your household.
Yep.
I mean, let's face it. The fixed costs in this town are going to go up now because not only we as individuals are going through inflation, just think of the cost of the town.
Yeah.
I mean, the fuel, the gas, and supplies that we buy. I wonder how much. I wouldn't be surprised that sand and salt are going to be outrageous this coming winter, just to buy it. Fuel.
Yeah.
Diesel. I mean, diesel fuel and all that stuff for all the trucks that they do. Those prices are going to go up. So we can't overspend right now because we know there's going to be an increase.
So is that almost setting up local leadership to fail?
No. It's just
perception-wise.
Perception-wise, but that's not what the reason is. I mean, let's face it, we're all going through it.
But isn't perception reality?
Yeah, but I think people realize that the cost of everything is going up. So
they didn't see that with the senior center.
No, they didn't.
Senior center. I mean, COVID started.
Yeah.
Everything shut down.
Yeah.
They came back. They go, oh, by the way, this is going to be more expensive. Oh no.
Well,
there was a lot of pullback.
A lot. Well, that situation was a little different because it got started with all the money in place, and I think that's what people. It was a little different because there was everybody talked about it was only funded like 70% or something like that, and they were counting on the rest of their money coming from grants. And because that it didn't happen, that's when the town ended up with this shortage of funds.
Yeah.
Although they did get a grant eventually here that did help defund some of that money that came out of the town. So, but that's what people looked at. The project should have been done if you didn't have the van. It's like us trying to go do stuff in our home and we don't have the money to pay the bill.
Right.
So same thing. So. But that's what it was looked at. Little different situation.
Okay. Well, you never know. Perception is reality. I mean,
I know.
I think that hurt.
Oh yeah,
Babbitt.
Oh, I think
as far as his reelection bid.
And it really wasn't his fault, really,
No.
because the plans were in place. But
no, he was a victim of circumstance. I think.
And I think a lot of people took a lot of.
And I think that if Dana Bennett was. Same thing would have happened to her.
Same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Because COVID hit doesn't make any difference who was in there. If you had something going and you overwent, I mean, guess what? Same thing would have happened. Right. Yeah. So she's got to face the prices going on with the inflation, which is the worst it's been in many, many years, 10 years or something like that. So, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
And the shortages are worse. So she's going to have to face the same stuff. She's not going to be able to do stuff like she may want to.
Yeah.
Ain't going to be there. People are going to ask. Let's face it. People are going to ask. They want this. They want that. This and that. And she's going to have to realize, hey, we ain't got the money. So we'll see. She's going to go through the same thing.
So tonight, I wonder what time are they getting sworn in?
I think it's like 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere like that. I know. Yeah. So
I won't say. I don't want to go there. Not yet.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So as far as the Board of Selectmen is concerned in Griswold, and I think really we've talked about it, about how we feel. And I think a lot of people feel this way. is they just went straight across party line. And in Griswold, you can take a look at that by saying, okay, Linda Cody is the treasurer. She ran unopposed, but she got more votes as a Republican than she did as a Democrat. She's a Democrat.
Yeah.
And got more votes as a Republican. She was unopposed.
Yeah,
But still.
because everybody voted across the board. Yeah. Which is
Now, here's another thing. The person who got the most votes in the selectman race is a guy that I bet you 90%, at least 90% of Griswold will tell you, I don't know who he is.
No.
Richard Matters,
right,
is going to be our second selectman. That's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But nobody knows him.
I know.
So how does a candidate get the most votes and nobody knows who he is?
Because probably, I would think that you probably had people on the Democrat side voting for him because they didn't like the Democrat candidate.
And here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
And he's probably the most qualified candidate.
Yeah, he is. Because, I mean, we say he is because he was a former selectman.
But for many years.
Yeah.
Many years. Was it 16, 18 years in Franklin?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, if he was not working well for the town, he wouldn't have 6, 7, 8 terms.
Yeah.
9 terms. Look at Tom Sparkman.
Yeah.
It's working for the town.
Yeah.
He's on term number 13.
I don't know.
Right. But what I'm saying is, does he have ties to the town? Yes. I mean, I know a few things that I have found out. Does he have ties to the town? He does.
Yeah.
His daughter lives here.
Yeah.
There's a guy that was the president of the Little League here in town. He just stepped down this past year. Daryl Birchman. His wife is the daughter of Richard Matters.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying nobody knows him.
Yeah,
But as far as the voting public is concerned, who is he?
He could walk down the street and I wouldn't even know who he was.
Exactly.
You go into a restaurant, nobody knows who he is.
This is
There's never even been a picture of the guy.
The Linda Cody race, and then the idea that Richard Matters got the most votes of the selectman race and nobody knows them is proof positive. I mean, if you have a hypothesis, I think you can pretty much geometrically prove people voted straight across party lines.
Yeah, but not only the Republicans, the Democrats too, because he got the most votes. They were Republican. They were Democrats who voted for him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
We also had about 24% of voters, which is kind of unheard of.
Yeah. It was. I think people were just trying to give a message that,
And they did.
they're not happy with the Democrats.
They did.
And we've said this before. It's around the country,
Mhm.
and even like I told you this morning that if there was an election today, that the Republicans would win. Just like a governor, the governor is put in to run for re-election, and I think the Republican candidate who ran against him, I think he's getting back in the race again.
Mhm.
So there you go. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, let's face it. I mean, other than some of the biggest cities, he may have a tough time getting back in again.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people don't like the way he ran as a dictator.
Got it.
So it is, so we'll see. But, people forget.
Yes, they
a
do.
year from now, things could be, this is about a year from now. People forget what goes on.
All right. People forget. Here's a couple of reasons why that we know people forget. Joe Ganim.
Yeah. I went to jail.
Buddy Cianci.
Yeah. No, you're right.
John Rowland.
Yeah.
People forget. You're right.
Yeah. He doesn't even live in this state anymore. I think he lives someplace.
Do you
Yeah,
blame
I
him?
think he's going.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
I think he's out of jail. I think he's out of jail.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
two different times.
Yeah.
He's been locked up.
Yeah.
And you know the odd thing? If he ran, he'd win.
He probably would win because he's a
He
Republican.
probably would
He's a
win.
Republican.
I've said that for a year.
Yeah.
So if Roland comes back and says, I'm going to run again, he'd win.
Yeah.
You think I'm nuts? Maybe.
Yeah. But he doesn't even live in this state anymore.
So I'm holding out for a hero. And I've said it before, and I will say it again. I personally hope that Heather Summers runs for governor. I don't know if she's going to.
I haven't heard anything. I heard about the guy that ran against him before.
Stefanowski.
Yeah.
I would like to see Heather Summers.
You know, she should run a lieutenant governor. Who the hell knows?
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. Thank you very much for coming today. We
Yeah.
had a good talk. We had a lot of good participation, which we thank everybody for. You know, that's why we're here, because we want to have a community conversation, you know, just about every day and about what you want to talk about. So if there are subjects that you'd like to talk about, send me a message on Facebook. You can email at mike@snsnonline.com. You know, feel free to send me an email. Say, hey, Mike, you know, maybe you and Paul or you and Rich can talk about, you know, this, that, or whatever. We would love to hear from you.
Mhm.
And we don't know unless you tell us.
Right.
And that would be super duper. So, all right. Rich Waslick will be here tomorrow. Paul, we'll see you on Wednesday.
Yep.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. The SNSN Morning Show. Goodbye.